Welcome back to Nightly Dry Fire. Got another training session to present today. We've got 2 more free weekends before Space Coast, so we're in crunch time. Got a couple things today that we wanted to work on. My training partner and I went back out to Deep 50, grabbed a bay, and set up some targets. Basically, what we wanted to work on was the start with targets in the open. Whenever you go to a big tiered match, you're going to find 1 or 2 stages that start with targets in the open, and you have to engage those targets and then retreat to a position of cover. The typical that you see most people doing, at least the bulk of the IDPA shooters, is to engage those targets from standing, from a static position, and then once they're engaged, then they move to the position of cover. But taking a lesson from the USPSA guys, there's a lot of opportunity to retreat and engage targets on the move. So you will find the top tier players of the game doing this, and certainly in USPSA, that's a much more common strategy. So I wanted to practice this, a fair amount, so that I not only had a little practice in it, but I felt comfortable doing it. I think Steve Anderson is the one that says the game is to reduce the amount of time that you're not shooting. So if you're overlapping mag changes with movements, that is reducing the total amount of time not shooting, because you don't have to do 2 things in series, but you get to do them in parallel. Well, here's another example. Retreating to the other position while shooting eliminates the position change time. So here you go. This is what it kind of looks like. Start off with the 2 targets there in front at like 3 to 5 yards, which is typical for those stages, and then retreat to a position of cover, and then re-engage those 2 targets. Something else that I wanted to work on was arriving at the position of cover with the gun up, ready to shoot. So tracking the targets through the wall, so that you minimize the amount of time from arriving to shooting. Here you go. I've switched over to shooting the headshots just to increase the difficulty of the engagement. And when I was pushing a little bit faster, I wasn't getting the perfect sight picture, I'd get a down 1. It's probably best to eliminate those as much as possible. But I was, pushing it till it breaks, as I've said before. In training, you want to push things to the breaking point, and then try to back off, and then push a little bit more, and then back off. So, the engaging the head boxes only at this distance did add a couple seconds to the clock. But head boxes is something that we saw at Nationals this year, from reviewing film and talking to people that competed at Nationals. There was quite a few stages where the stage designers forced a head box shot with covering the down 0 with a non-threat. So playing with head boxes is another thing that we wanted to work on today. Here you go. After we ran that drill for about an hour, we switched up the drill. Now we have 2 separate arrays. The further back one's at about 15 to 18 yards. And as you can see here, we're covering the down 0 quite a bit to force us to slow down and be accountable for our shots. So again, retreating while shooting as quick as we can, and then arriving to this position with the gun up, trained in the direction of the target, and then deliberate shots to avoid hitting the non-threat. We didn't always succeed at missing the non-threat, but by and large, my shots were good and where they needed to be. At first, I tried a couple engagements on that left target in the down 0, but it was covered too much and it was too risky. So I switched over to the headshot, and I generally always, very rarely did I get a mic on that headshot. A down 1 was a little more common, but I was further away from the non-threat. A shot on the non-threat's an irrevocable 5 seconds. So having that little bit of a buffer, even if though it meant slowing down another 0.3 to half a second to make those shots, was worth it in my estimation here. Later, what we'll do is there's a steel plate back there at 20 yards. You can see it as we approach this rear array, and so we'll do the 2 targets on the left, transition to the right, do steel, paper, paper, just to change it up a little bit. And the steel being bigger and more in the open, I felt way more comfortable in engaging that steel, you know, on the float, on the move into the position. I think all but once I hit it. You know, that I didn't really have much of an issue connecting with that steel. You know, so you can see, you know, at different engagement speeds, there's going to be a little bit more or less down zeros. And you know, we're in training, so the point of the game is to push as hard and as fast as you can, just to see what you're capable of, and yeah, just to see what you're capable of. Here we go. Here's the steel. It's the first time going to the steel. My mind's still in the 2 arrays, but a little bit longer of a transition. So it wasn't super fast, but I connected with it, and I don't know that I commit that error again after this first run through. So it's just another beautiful morning. We've really turned the corner on the weather over the last couple weeks, and getting out there to the Everglades early in the morning, and it's cool, got some shade, nice blue skies. Everyone up north that's starting to gray out are going to start getting jealous of our weather down here now. It's our turn, as my uncle likes to say. Yeah, so that's it. That was a kind of a wrap up of the training session. We did also do some headshots at different ranges. We did run Ben Stager's accelerator when we first got there to warm up. I didn't exactly get video of everything, but this gives you a good synopsis of what it is we were up to today. So, yeah, as the end card likes to say, see you around, cowboy. A couple weeks and we will be at Space Coast. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Can you do it?